Hey guys.
We'll just do the same as last week, guys. So in here first, and then the Aussie media online after. Take it away.
Hi Dave, can you just give us a summation of what was different this week to last, if you could?
Tackle percentage. Yeah, like last week we tackled really well and we made minimal mistakes. We always knew that was important against the All Blacks. Today we turned the ball over a lot and we missed too many tackles. Individual tackling was poor and we got put under the heat from it.
They strike three quickly after half-time, 3 quick times. Did that take it away? Do you feel you were in it at half-time despite perhaps possession maybe being against you?
Yeah, quality half-time talk, obviously. Look, I think it scored a couple of quick tries and then we had a couple of opportunities. Then Marika got held up over the line and then we got penalised for rabbiting. So, we scored there 2014, maybe we're in the mix. But, as I said before, you just can't give the All Blacks that much ball. They've got too many athletes who can hurt you. And, that's what we saw today.
Dave, you made a couple of changes to the loose trio. How do you feel the balance was this week?
It's certainly not a difference. We made those changes based on individual performance. I think right across the board we were the sharpest last week and gave them a lot of space and opportunity.
Dave, what was the strategy with the kicking this week in terms of, obviously a pretty strong All Blacks back three? Were there attempts to not basically kick back to them, or was that just sort of veering away?
No. We didn't want to give them time and space. So we wanted things to be competitive or contestable, or find space in behind them as we did last week. So some of our options weren't great, and you got Caleb Clark bringing the ball back. He was a handful tonight.
Michael, after the draw last week, how disappointed do you feel with this performance?
No, we put a lot into this week. Saw it as a great opportunity to come here and, change a lot of years, but, not to be. We did some nice things. We, I think put New Zealand under pressure really early. Excuse me. Early in the piece, like Dave alluded to in the start of the second half there, or just after we, go over twice, 2 disalloweds there. So, we're doing some nice things, but you give New Zealand turnover ball, particularly after defending long passages, they make you pay, and they did today.
I know just coming over this loss, but are there things then that you make you feel optimistic or confident about for the next couple of times you play the All Blacks?
Absolutely, there's a lot to like in our team. The way our staff are preparing us for a game, the way our boys are reacting to, what staff are throwing at us. There's a lot to like here and a lot of hunger. We'll go back home now. 2 games on home soil.
Dave, with the missed tackles, is there an element of positivity there, knowing that you cut those out and the game could be quite different? It's something that individuals can address relatively quickly? Yeah,
that's true. Selection can sometimes fix that, can't it? We felt at half time we'd fallen off a lot of tackles and gifted a bit of ball to the All Blacks, but we're down 10-7, so we're right in it. And the time we scored was when we had a sort of reasonable continuity. So, we put them under pressure. I thought they scrambled really well. There's a couple of times where I thought we had to score and didn't. As mentioned, we've got to be better. And, I think there was a lot of errors from both sides today, but they were certainly sharper than us.
Is there anything to Eden Park, as your first, international coach? Yeah?
Well, it's been a few years, isn't it? So, I don't know. The All Blacks are a good side. They don't lose many tests anywhere. So they've obviously been pretty successful here over a long period of time. But as we were saying during the week, they're going to lose here one day. And we were hoping it was a Sunday.
David, regarding the attack, you said that you put the All Blacks under pressure more than once. must be frustrating. And not being able to put that ball over the line. What does it come down to? What do you think?
Well, you got to keep putting the All Blacks under pressure. They're a very fit side. They got explosive athletes, and so they can defend for long passages and hurt you when you turn it over. So, like I say, we've got to be able to apply pressure for longer periods. And there was a couple of occasions where we were just not quick enough in, and they were able to create turnovers off that. They reefed a bit of ball out of our hands 3 or 4 times today, which end up being soft turnovers, and so we've got to look after the ball better. But there's lots of areas we need to be better, but boys are working hard. I'm pretty confident that in 2 weeks' time we're going to be a better side.
Michael, the All Blacks vowed to be more physical this week. I guess, were they, and did that play a part in them being able to win by 20?
Both games pretty physical, in my opinion. Look, I think what they did well is they made us pay on our turnovers. So when you're retreating, we're missing tackles, our line's going back, and they're coming forward onto you. It's hard to make a big stop, hard to get guys into our breakdown to turn the ball over. Last week, if you compare that, we were able to get a nice defensive line, get up and make attacking or dominant defensive tackles. So that was a difference there. Probably why it looks quite physical on our end, due to the missed tackles, not being able to build pressure there in defence.
Dave, Harry Wilson seemed to target Beauden Barrett quite a lot defensively in that first half. Was that something that you talked about earlier in the week to try and target him, nullify his attack?
We didn't know he was playing earlier in the week, but thought he might. Look, Harry's a big man. Any big man gets anywhere near a little guy, he wants to have a crack at him, obviously. It wasn't a bad shift from Harry. He actually spent about 36 hours in hospital at the back end of the week, had an infection and so on. So I thought he put in a pretty good shift. But there's no plan around targeting their little men. It's like all games, 9 and 10 key playmakers. If you can put pressure on them, then you do. And when you got guys like Moanga and Barrett who play really flat to the line, they're going to get knocked over a few times.
Dave, obviously Jordi Pateo back, pretty good impact off the bench, but how big a loss was Matt Tamua partway through that game?
Yeah, well, he covers 10 for us. He's certainly, an extra pivot, really good skill set, gives us a strong kicking game from 10 and 12. And frustrating for him. He sort of tweaked his groin a few weeks back playing for Rebels, and looks like he's done the same thing.
Go online now. Guys, anyone online?
Dave, I was just going to say, how do you see the Bledisloe series placed now after that result?
He's got to win the next 2.
Dave, do you feel that you got enough out of your bench, or the damage mostly being done by Ben?
Someone's got a dog in the background. Look, the game was, we were under pressure early. We got our bench early into the game. It was a pretty physical encounter last week, and we're conscious of the fact that some guys who played 90 may not be able to go deep into the game today. So we had a plan around that, and some guys we had to put in a bit earlier, to be honest. So from that perspective, the bench did a pretty good job of, stopping the bleeding. We just need to make sure that we can turn things around and apply pressure with the ball.
Dave, Ponta Borsani shifting to inside centre after Tamua's injury. What did you make of his performance? And do you see him being a possibility to just start there next or in 2 weeks' time?
I think Hunter's going great. A young man who wasn't even sure if he'd play Super Rugby at the start of the year, so he started the first 2 tests, and I thought he made a good fist of moving into 12, and we do have some pretty good options who didn't play today as well. Edo Simone being one fellow who's spent a bit of time over here in New Zealand and a big part of the Brumbies setup. So we do have some options, but I thought Hunter was strong.
Michael, they seem to base a lot of their play off their line-out maul. Is that a specific area that you think you're going to have to look at more?
Yeah, I thought we were ill-disciplined there. Back-to-back penalties, and you find yourself 5 or 10 metres out from your own line. Again, you can't allow that to happen. Our discipline felt, for 60 minutes of the game, quite heavy on our shoulders there. So we're going to be better there. It's a pretty simple way to get the ball down the field when you're kicking at 40 metres off a pen. So we've got to sharpen that area up for sure.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Marty. Thanks, everyone.